there's been a change to the charge traded weapon, and this specifically has a big impact for, potentially, for Dragonknight Tank. So we're going to quickly test it out. And what it is that we're changing is we're going to try and find a way to get more sustain on a Dragonknight Tank. Now, if we look at this, so we've got 3 of the exact same weapon. This one, infused absorb stamina. So typically, when you need sustain, you'll get a little bit of help by using an infused absorb stamina enchant. Now, what has happened this patch is there's been a buff to the charged trait. As you can see there, increased chance to apply status effects by 230%. Now, the Dragonknight has a passive where we're going to benefit from causing the poison effect. So, by using poison enchant with a charged weapon, we are potentially going to proc the combustion passive. Now, if we just read this out, when you apply poisoned to an enemy, you restore 1000 stamina. These effects can occur once every 0.5 seconds if we cause the poison effect on the enemy. So the question is using a charged one-hander with a poison glyph better than absorb stamina with an infused weapon? Now, this is only going to be a valid option for a Dragonknight because obviously other classes don't have this passive. So this is not going to be useful for any other class other than a Dragonknight. So we're going to test it out. We're going to see what sort of benefit we get from the poison enchant and what sort of benefit we get from the absorb stamina. I'm going to take... Yeah, so if you look at this, so if we just look here, adrenaline rush, pierce armor, combustion, adrenaline rush. We're getting like double the stamina coming in. Look on this one, pierce armor. We spent 1000 stamina. We gained a combustion and 2 procs of adrenaline rush. Pierce armor and adrenaline rush. 2 pierce armors, a combustion, and then 2 adrenaline rush. That is an insane amount of gained stamina. Look. This is it, guys. If you just look along this, we're getting huge amounts of resources back thanks to charged weapon, poison enchant. If we look at absorb stamina. So we pierce armor, absorb stamina procs. We get 200. Adrenaline rush, 1005. Absorb stamina. Absorb stamina. Adrenaline rush there, look again. But the absorb stamina is way less. Way less. So 221 stamina from an absorb stamina enchant. So obviously, it's far superior to use the charged poisoned weapon. So there you go. Check it out again. So on a Dragonknight Tank, this is only going to work on a Dragonknight Tank. When you apply the poison, the status effect to an enemy, you restore 1000 stamina. These effects can occur once every 0.5 seconds. Obviously, there's a cooldown on an enchant, so you can't proc your enchant more than it can actually be procced. Like, you can't proc it like 1 second, then another second, then another second. You can't just spam taunt to get 1000 stamina back every time. You can't. That won't work. Like, you have to leave it to run, and it'll proc the poison effect, and then you'll get the stamina back. So by using a charged weapon, this pretty much guarantees almost every time you cast a lighter heavy or a pierce armor or a weapon ability on your front bar, you're going to proc your poison damage enchant. Because it's the charged weapon, it's going to inflict the poison effect. That's going to give you 1000 stamina back. So this is way better for sustain than using something like an infused absorb stamina, because this only restores 221 stamina. And it's way less, like way less than just using a charged poison. So if you're on a DK, if you're fairly new to tanking especially, I mean, you might as well do this on all tanks, because there's no, like, on your one-handed weapon, on your front bar, there are no traits or enchants that are vital for tanking at the moment. So you can use whatever you want. It's only your back bar weapon that has to be an infused crusher. Your front bar weapon can be whatever you want. I would suggest if you're a Dragonknight Tank, charged with a poison damage enchant is going to be absolutely amazing, because it's going to give you 1000 stamina back every time you inflict the poison effect, which is pretty much every time you do one of those things and your enchant is off cooldown. So definitely worth it, guys. Give this a go. Charged weapon on your one-hander, poison damage enchant, not poisons. People are getting confused when we're talking about this. They're talking about, people think we're talking about poisons, actual poisons. We're not. We're talking about a poison glyph on the actual weapon. If you're using poisons, poisons are really bad. Poisons are really bad for tanking, so don't bother.